Hi, this is Kendall Boyson, professional life and recovery coach, and you're listening to Encouragementology, the practice of instilling hope. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. On this show, we are taking a meaningful walk down memory lane as we journey to well-being and growth. Do you ever find yourself deep in thought, wondering why a certain memory pops into your head unannounced? It's like your brain says, hey, remember that one time you spilled coffee on your boss's desk? Classic. Memories are our personal time capsules filled with joy, heartache, and lessons we'd rather not repeat. But why are they so sticky? What makes them essential to our well-being, and how can we honor them without getting stuck in the past? Let's dive into the treasure chest of our minds and figure out how these moments shape, heal, and even save us. Welcome to Memory Lane, where the roads are paved with laughter and tears, the occasional pothole of embarrassment, and some scenic overlooks that make you go, wow, I've come a long way. But before we start skipping down the lane hand in hand with nostalgia, let's talk about what makes these little snapshots in our minds so special and sometimes so puzzling. What are memories anyway? Think of your brain as the ultimate personal assistant. It stores your to-do lists, your grocery store disasters, and that one karaoke performance you wish it would forget. I Love Rock and Roll is not made for everyone. Memories are essentially your brain's way of saying, hey, this moment is worth keeping. They're formed when our experiences are encoded in the brain, stored for safekeeping, and then retrieved when needed. Or, when you're trying to sleep at 3 a.m. Every night. Here's the sciencey bit, but fun, I promise. There are two main types of memories. Short-term memories, like a Post-it note for your brain. It's where you store quick info like, where did I put my keys? Mom, they're in your purse. I just looked in my purse. Look again. Oh, here they are. And long-term memory. These are the biggies, your first dance, the smell of your grandma's cookies, or that epic road trip. They stick around because they matter. But why do they matter? Memories are more than just the greatest hits of your life. They're your compass, your roadmap, and your connection to the world. They shape how you see yourself, how you relate to others, and how you make sense of everything. Without them, you'd be like a GPS with no destination input, just aimlessly wandering through life. Let's take a fun detour. Ever notice how a certain smell or song can hit you like a time machine? That's called memory triggers, and they're sneaky little things. One whiff of sunscreen, and suddenly you're 10 years old at the beach, building sandcastles and eating questionable hot dogs. Or maybe it's hearing that one song that reminds you of your high school crush. Cue Sister Christian. Awkward dances and terrible fashion choices. So, before we dive into how to honor and heal through these moments, let's take a second to appreciate this magical filing system in our heads. Your memories are proof that you lived, loved, and learned. Whether that lesson was to never attempt bangs again or to cherish the people who make life worth remembering. At The International Educator, Alka Gree shares more about the role of memory in identity and education. In many ways, memory is like an invisible thread, weaving through the fabric of our lives, connecting us to our personal history and the collective experiences of our culture. This perspective invites us to consider memory not just as a mental function, but as a fundamental part of life itself, embedded in our biology and reflected in the stories we tell. The act of remembering is essential to our survival. Memory is more than just a collection of past experiences. It's the essence of who we are. It shapes our thoughts, decisions, and beliefs, forming the foundation of our identity. Who would we be without the stories, experiences, and knowledge that shape our sense of self? Our memories are not just passive recollections. They're active constructions influenced by the narratives we encounter. Through memory, we carry forward individual experiences that shape our perceptions, beliefs, and our actions. The stories we hear and tell become part of our cognitive framework, influencing how we perceive the world. On a broader scale, shared memories create a sense of belonging and continuity within communities and cultures. They connect us to the collective experiences of our culture. I am who I am because of who we all are. Memories play a fundamental role in shaping our personal and cultural identities. By accessing our memory, we connect with our past, understand our present, and envision our future. In education, memory enables students to apply objectives to their lives, making learning meaningful and fostering creativity, empathy, and self-discovery. Elka shares that as a visual arts teacher, I know memories play an essential role in art making. Each piece of art a student creates is a visual memory, a story that reflects their experiences, emotions, and perspectives. By encouraging students to explore their narratives and visions, I help them make meaningful and authentic artwork that resonates on a deeper level. Through this elaboration, students engage deeply with their memories, which helps consolidate learning in a lasting and impactful way, and enables them to develop a profound awareness of their identities. Every piece of their artwork becomes part of my memory and tells a story about the student who created it, proving how powerful image-based memories can be. Because of this, their artworks not only preserve memories, but also generate new ones. This engagement helps transfer information from working memory to long-term memory, which can be even more enhanced when incorporating brain breaks and physical movements to reinforce these concepts. So, contextualizing input and constructing meaning by connecting new information to prior knowledge and personal and cultural identities are essential for effective learning. Memory and emotional engagement play crucial roles here. So, how about our stories? What role do they play? Passed on verbally and later written by the Brothers Grimm, old fairy tales determined not only the German culture and its collective memory, but also our moral values. They were translated into 160 languages and shaped Walt Disney's production, which has even gained a global spread in the modern world. Stories invite us to imagine, to get involved, and to manifest our own memories, predominantly when they originate in our childhood. Stories have a unique power to shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. They provide order in a chaotic world, offering a narrative structure that is predictable and comforting. Humans naturally seek certainty, and within a story arc, we find a safe space to navigate intense emotions and existential threats. Beyond providing a sense of order, stories are inherently pleasurable. Identifying with a character, traveling to another world, and achieving resolution trigger the release of neurotransmitters that excite and satisfy us. So memorizing drama lines or a poem can open up a world for us and help us recall its metaphorical concepts with the emotions we intentionally had. For the same reasons, music memories allow us to travel in time, and when application and authentic relevance occur, remembering learned vocabulary stays with us longer. Stories are also integral to how our brains are wired. Remarkably, the human brain processes imaged experiences as if they were real. Engaging with a story allows us to experience genuine emotions, a sense of presence, and behavioral responses. This imaginative engagement will enable us to see new worlds and a way of being, reduce cognitive resistance, and open us up for creativity and empathy. Stories are powerful. They make abstract ideas feel real, help us understand complex concepts, and even build bridges of empathy. But because stories, whether they come from cultural myths, religious texts, or media, shape how we see the world, they can sometimes reinforce stereotypes or lead to biased thinking if we're not careful. Some stories, like family legends or tales passed down from parents and teachers, can even become implanted memories. According to researcher Elizabeth Loftus, these are stories we believe to be true because they've been told to us repeatedly, even if they didn't actually happen. Once they're in our implicit long-term memory, they can unconsciously influence how we think and act without us even realizing it. Here's the tricky part. Not all stories are accurate or complete. Some are broken, biased, or even false. As psychologist Carolyn Hamilton suggests, these narratives can hold us back, keeping us tied to outdated belief systems. They can also harm others when false stories or rumors spread, affecting lives in irreversible ways. That's why it's so important to think critically about the stories we choose to tell and the ones we believe. Our personal narratives are particularly influential. They shape how we remember events and filter how we think and behave. If we're not careful, these self-confirming stories can trap us in a loop, limiting our ability to grow or see the world from new perspectives. Being open-minded and reflective is key to stepping outside of the cycle and broadening our understanding. But here's the challenge. Letting go of old stories can feel impossible, especially when they're tied to who we are. These narratives often give us a sense of identity and belonging, and questioning them can feel like a threat to everything we know. So what can we do? As educators, storytellers, or simply as people who share ideas, we have a responsibility to be mindful of the narratives we pass on. That doesn't mean erasing traditions or ignoring cultural identity-building stories, but it does mean approaching them critically. We need to teach ourselves and others how to evaluate the information we encounter, whether it's in books, media, or other sources, and integrate it into our lives thoughtfully. By doing this, we can honor the past while creating space for paradigm shifts and new ways of thinking that enrich our world. Check out Denise Hamilton's thought-provoking questions at the end of each chapter in her invaluable book, Indivisible: How to Forge Our Differences into a Stronger Future. What are some stories that you grew up with as a child that you look back on now with discomfort? What stories have been the most difficult for you to release? How have you handled it when you accept a new truth, but the people you care about haven't accepted that truth? Have you ever mourned the loss of a beloved story? What was your process? Are you glad to receive correction when your understanding of a story is incorrect, or do you resist and resent it? In a constantly evolving world, it's crucial to remain open to new perspectives and let go of outdated narratives when necessary. This openness fosters a more inclusive and dynamic learning environment, giving you the tools you need to navigate the complexities of a modern world. Ultimately, this is a collective learning experience, and what we do, we hold on to. After all, our identity is not a fixed concept by nature, but constantly evolving. While it's challenging to quantify the exact number of memories a person can create in a lifetime, the human brain's storage capacity is vast. Estimates suggest that the average adult brain can store the equivalent of approximately 2.5 million gigabytes of digital memory. So let's dig into that a little bit more. On average, short-term memory can hold about 7 pieces of information simultaneously, but only for approximately 20 seconds. Studies indicate that humans forget roughly 50% of new information within an hour of learning it. 50%. This forgetting increases to about 70% within 24 hours. I think we can all agree with this. The average adult attention span is around 20 minutes. Over the past decade, this span has decreased by approximately 12 minutes. Likely, you guessed it, due to technology and fast-paced lifestyles. Okay, here's a special nugget for all of those left-handed individuals that always feel like they're left out. Research suggests that left-handed individuals may have better memories than right-handed people, potentially due to differences in brain structure. 5 years ago, I launched Senior Connect to tackle the growing challenge of senior isolation through the power of socialization. As a firm believer in the magic of support group settings, my vision for this group was simple yet profound: to bring men and women together to share, learn, and grow, creating lasting bonds of friendship and support. In our bi-weekly gatherings, we don't just exchange stories of triumphs and struggles, we also take a guided walk down memory lane with memory prompts. It's incredible how sharing your favorite memories with a new audience can reignite joy. Let's face it, family and friends may have heard your big fish stories a few too many times, but a fresh group of eager listeners is always ready to dive in. If this resonates with you, why not start your own group? We hold our meetings for just an hour at the local library, and the rewards have been immeasurable. Beyond the shared stories and laughter, we've built a close-knit community that offers support long after the meetings end. People need people. By creating an environment where connecting is easy and intentional, you can foster something truly special. Take the first step and watch the magic unfold. Dr. Kate Truitt gives us some good insight on healing through the art of storytelling found on her website. Have you ever experienced a difficult period in your life where nothing seemed to go your way? Maybe you lost someone close to you, struggled with a mental health condition, or faced challenges in your personal or professional life. Whatever it may be, I know my version of how tough it can be to pick yourself up and move forward. In the face of unspeakable loss, one of the things I turned to is writing. Each word, each sentence became a desperate attempt to grasp onto the frameworks of my shattered reality. Here's an excerpt from my book, Keep Breathing. We all have moments in life that create an irreversible chasm between what was and what will be. Mine happened when I was only 29 years old, on a warm day in June, the so perfect it's cliche time for weddings. The chapel is packed beyond standing room with people. They've overflowed into the parking lot. There are flowers all around me. Soft music plays as guests greet each other in a reverent hush. All of this was meant for my wedding. Now it's a funeral instead. The flowing fabric of the brightly flowered sundress I'm wearing feels as out of place as the wedding dress I rebelliously threatened to wear instead, much to the horror of John's very Catholic family. My usual streamlined black attire would have been more appropriate, but this was supposed to be my day to wear the white gown while celebrating life and love. With this in mind, I had forbidden black at the funeral. Johnny was about light and joy, and I'm determined that today we celebrate his life despite the despair that threatens to engulf us. At its heart, storytelling is a way for individuals to share their experiences, emotions, and perspectives with others. This act of sharing can be deeply therapeutic, allowing individuals to process and make sense of their experiences, connect with others, and gain insights into their own lives. For individuals facing challenges like trauma, illness, or adversity, storytelling can be a powerful way to cope with and overcome these challenges. But storytelling isn't just about sharing one's own experiences. It's also a way to connect with the universality of the human experience. Through stories, we can come to understand that we all face similar challenges, have similar emotions, and share similar hopes and fears. This shared connection can foster a sense of empathy, understanding, and shared humanity. It's essential for healing and personal growth. Research has shown that storytelling can have a range of therapeutic benefits for individuals facing challenges like trauma, grief, or adversity. It can reduce symptoms of depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It can improve self-esteem and feelings of self-worth. It can increase resilience and coping skills. And it can promote post-traumatic growth or the ability to find new meaning and purpose after a traumatic experience. Through storytelling, individuals can gain new perspectives on their experiences, redefine their identities, and also find new ways to move forward. This process of personal growth and transformation is key to building resilience and thriving in the face of adversity. There are some therapeutic storytelling techniques, like journaling. We've heard it before, but grab a pen and a notebook and let your thoughts flow freely. Journaling provides a safe space for you to process and understand your emotions. Expressive writing, like journaling, can improve emotional well-being. It can reduce stress and even enhance immune function. Through journaling, you can explore your thoughts and feelings, gain clarity about your experiences, and uncover new insights to guide your personal growth. One kind of journaling is called the dominant non-dominant handwriting exercise, or DNDH. It's more commonly known as left-right handed journaling. Our dominant thoughts often run the show, but with this exercise, we can have a conversation with our own brain. The dominant hand poses a question, and then the non-dominant hand responds from the feeling state. Through creative writing, you can embrace the inner storyteller and let your imagination run wild. Creative writing, whether in the form of stories, poetry, or songs, allows you to express your emotions and experiences in a way that goes beyond traditional journaling. Through creative writing, you can create fictional worlds and characters that mirror your own thoughts and desires. By engaging with your own creativity, you can explore different perspectives, find catharsis, and discover new pathways to personal growth and transformation. Sometimes we need a guided approach to deep dive into our stories and reshape our narratives. Narrative therapy, often facilitated by a trained professional, helps individuals examine their life stories from a different perspective. Through this collaborative process, you can reinterpret your experiences, challenge your negative beliefs, and develop new empowering narratives. By reframing your stories, you can unlock your strengths, connect with your values, and take charge of your own life journey. To make the most of storytelling for self-exploration and personal growth, here are some tips you can take. First, create a safe space. Find a quiet and comfortable environment where you can focus on your thoughts and emotions without distractions or judgment. Give yourself permission to express your thoughts and feelings honestly and without self-censorship. Practice mindfulness. Take time to pause, observe your thoughts, and reflect on reoccurring patterns. Mindfulness allows you to deepen your self-awareness and gain insights into your innermost thoughts and feelings. This is a good time to embrace your vulnerability. Allow yourself to lean into vulnerability and explore the uncomfortable aspects of your experience. It's often through vulnerability that we find strength, resilience, and personal growth. Seek support. Engage with a trusted friend, a mentor, or therapist who can provide guidance and support on your storytelling journey. They can help you navigate challenges, offer new perspectives, and hold space for your growth. In addition to its therapeutic benefits, storytelling also has the power to foster a sense of empathy and understanding between individuals. By sharing our own experiences and listening to the stories of others, we can gain new insights into different perspectives, build bridges between communities, and promote social cohesion. This emphasis on empathy and understanding is crucial for building more resilient and connected communities, especially in the face of adversity. By recognizing the shared humanity in all of us, storytelling can help break down barriers, reduce stigma, and promote a sense of belonging and connection. For some individuals who've experienced trauma, remembering and recounting the narrative of their traumatic experience can be challenging and distressing. It's important to acknowledge that not everyone will have a clear and coherent narrative to share. However, even if the memories are fragmented or inaccessible, storytelling can still play a valuable role in the healing and recovery process. When traditional narrative therapy approaches may not be feasible, you can explore alternative therapy methods. These approaches focus on utilizing different forms of expression like art, music, body movement, and sensory experiences to access and process emotions related to trauma. Like art therapy. Art therapy can provide a safe and creative space for individuals to express their emotions and experiences symbolically, without relying on verbal storytelling. Through painting, drawing, or sculpting, individuals can tap into their subconscious mind, exploring imagery and symbolism that represents their emotions and inner experiences. There's also music therapy. Melodies, rhythms, and lyrics can evoke emotions and bring forth feelings associated with the trauma, even without having to remember the traumatic memory. Consider movement-based therapies, like dance or yoga. This can provide another avenue for individuals to connect with their bodies and emotions. These practices focus on nonverbal expression and can help release tension, process emotions, and build a sense of safety and control. By exploring these alternative therapeutic methods, individuals who struggle to remember or articulate their traumatic experiences can still access healing and growth. These approaches recognize that the narrative of trauma is not solely dependent on verbal storytelling and opens up new avenues for self-expression and processing emotions. The goal of storytelling in the context of trauma is not limited to recounting the specific details of the traumatic event. It's about creating a safe space for individuals to explore and make meaning of their experiences, to regain a sense of control and restore their well-being. Even without a clear narrative, these alternative therapeutic techniques can support individuals on their healing journey. Remember, each person's experience is unique, and finding the right approach for healing is an individual process. If you or someone you know is struggling with traumatic memories, it's important to seek support from qualified professionals who can offer guidance and personalized strategies for healing. Humans have been telling stories since the beginning of time. Storytelling is a fundamental aspect of our shared human experience, and it plays a vital role in understanding ourselves and the world around us. Stories enable us to give voice to our deepest emotions, confront our fears, and find meaning in life's struggles. By engaging with stories, whether our own or those of others, we tap into a wellspring of self-discovery. Human lives are intricately woven together by the stories we tell ourselves and share with others. Within us, there resides a profound desire to find meaning, to make sense of the intricate tapestry of our lives and the relationships we hold dear. Foundationally, we are meaning-making beings, and it's through the sharing of stories, the preservation of cherished memories, and the imparting of wisdom that we understand the world around us. In times of loss, these stories can become guiding lights, offering solace and connection, providing the meaning we seek. Our brains, in the aftermath of grief and trauma, become finely attuned to the meaning-making process, amplifying the importance of everyday experiences. Let's shift gears and talk about the how-to side of memories. We've explored their importance and how they shape us. But what about creating meaningful moments and honoring the ones we already have? Whether you're looking to make new memories or preserve cherished ones, I've got some practical and creative ideas to get you started. Obviously, good memories are better than bad ones. So let's start with the how to create positive memories. Memories don't happen by accident. You can be intentional about crafting experiences worth remembering. So here are a few tips. Live in the moment. Put down the phone. Savor the experience and fully immerse yourself in what's happening around you. When you're present, memories tend to stick better. Do something new. Novelty is a memory magnet. Try a new hobby, visit a place you've never been, or take a spontaneous trip. The uniqueness of the experience will make it more memorable. Celebrate the little things. Not every memory has to be monumental. A simple backyard picnic, a heartfelt conversation, or a walk in the park can become a treasure when shared with someone you care about. It's important to honor existing memories. Preserving memories allows us to reflect on our journey and share our story with others. So here are some ways to honor what's already in your memory bank. Create a memory box. Gather mementos like photos, letters, or souvenirs that bring you joy. Having a physical collection can make revisiting memories more tangible. We already talked about journaling. Write down your memories, not only to preserve them, but also this helps you process their significance. Plus, it's a beautiful gift to share with future generations. Share with others. Don't keep these great stories to yourself. Whether it's your family, friends, or a group like Senior Connect, storytelling keeps memories alive and builds connections. So what about healing through memories? Sometimes memories can feel heavy, especially those tied to loss or challenges. Here's how to turn them into tools for growth. Practice gratitude. We've heard it before, but focus on the positive moments and express gratitude for the good times you've experienced. This can reframe how you view the past. Revisit places. Going back to a location tied to a happy memory can reignite feelings of joy and peace. And even if you can't go there in person, go there in your mind. Find your happy place. Write it down. Put detail to it. Be specific. Whether it was a sunny day, you felt the sun on your face hurt from smiling, or your belly ached from laughing. Try to put as much detail as you can so that you can revisit that place in your mind. Let go with love. For difficult memories, find ways to honor the lesson they taught you and release the pain attached to them. Writing a letter, even if you never send it, can be a powerful way to process emotions. Life is a collection of moments. Some we create, some we stumble into, and others are gifted to us unexpectedly. The key is to cherish them all and make space for new ones to grow. So whether you're diving into a new adventure or reminiscing about the good old days, remember, your story is yours to craft and share. Make it a masterpiece. On TED-Ed's YouTube channel, I found How Memories Form and How We Lose Them by Catherine Young. Take a listen.
Think back to a really vivid memory. Got it? Okay, now try to remember what you had for lunch 3 weeks ago. That second memory probably isn't as strong. But why not? Why do we remember some things and not others? And why do memories eventually fade? Let's look at how memories form in the first place. When you experience something, like dialing a phone number, the experience is converted into a pulse of electrical energy that zips along a network of neurons. Information first lands in short-term memory, where it's available from anywhere from a few seconds to a couple of minutes. It's then transferred to long-term memory through areas such as the hippocampus and finally to several storage regions across the brain. Neurons throughout the brain communicate at dedicated sites called synapses using specialized neurotransmitters. If two neurons communicate repeatedly, a remarkable thing happens. The efficiency of communication between them increases. This process, called long-term potentiation, is considered to be a mechanism by which memories are stored long-term. But how do some memories get lost? Age is one factor. As we get older, synapses begin to falter and weaken, affecting how easily we can retrieve memories. Scientists have several theories about what's behind this deterioration. From actual brain shrinkage, the hippocampus loses 5% of its neurons every decade, for a total loss of 20% by the time you're 80 years old, to the drop in the production of neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, which is vital to learning and memory. These changes seem to affect how people retrieve stored information. Age also affects our memory-making abilities. Memories are encoded most strongly when we're paying attention, when we're deeply engaged, and when information is meaningful to us. Mental and physical health problems, which tend to increase as we age, interfere with our ability to pay attention and thus act as memory thieves. Another leading cause of memory problems is chronic stress. When we're constantly overloaded with work and personal responsibilities, our bodies are on hyper alert. This response has evolved from the physiological mechanism designed to make sure we can survive any crisis. Stress chemicals help mobilize energy and increase alertness. However, with chronic stress, our bodies become flooded with these chemicals, resulting in a loss of brain cells and an inability to form new ones, which affects our ability to retain new information. Depression is another culprit. People who are depressed are 40% more likely to develop memory problems. Low levels of serotonin, a neurotransmitter connected to arousal, may make depressed individuals less attentive to new information. Dwelling on sad events in the past, another symptom of depression, makes it difficult to pay attention to the present, affecting the ability to store short-term memories. Isolation, which is tied to depression, is another memory thief. A study by the Harvard School of Public Health found that older people with high levels of social integration had a slower rate of memory decline over a 6-year period. The exact reason remains unclear, but experts suspect that social interaction gives our brain a mental workout. Just like muscle strength, we have to use our brain or risk losing it. But don't despair. There are several steps you can take to aid your brain in preserving your memories. Make sure you keep physically active. Increased blood flow to the brain is helpful. And eat well. Your brain needs all the right nutrients to keep functioning correctly. And finally, give your brain a workout. Exposing your brain to challenges like learning a new language is one of the best defenses for keeping your memories intact.
If you want to share encouragementology with a friend who needs to know they're not alone in this journey of self-discovery, you can visit encouragementology.com or anywhere you stream your content to receive this episode and all others. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for additional encouragement throughout the week. So I challenge you, take time this week to revisit one memory that brings you joy and reflect on how it has shaped you. Then create a new moment to treasure, because the story of your life deserves another great chapter. I know you can do it. Thank you for listening to Encouragementology with Kendall Boyson, where we find positive ways to handle some of life's challenges.
I stumbled through until the path was clear. That's when I found you and how I wound up here.